Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol, and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. I'm beginning to think I should get a brand deal from Premier Inn, because yes, I'm in another Purple Palace, working away from home again this week. On the run up to Christmas, I really am super busy. But if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views, and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to put 180 seconds in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and that's it. A very simple format. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. I shall start my timer. Okay, leader of the pack last week was Trevor's Videos. Congratulations, Trevor, and hello to your boys. Joined in the famous five by FGOM, now that's the new channel name for Speed Machine 35, Noisy Man X, Kevy427, and Awaz Hussein. So, whoever puts the first comment this week, you will be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 5 comments you will be in my famous 5. Where are you and what you're doing? Well, that was Rusty Manis Duckman 1064, who was in a flooded cornfield in Indiana, USA, hunting ducks, obviously, wherever you are right now. And whatever you're doing, put it in the comments below and I'll give you a shout out next week. Last week's question was about whether or not you hunted out a particular type of fuel or brand of fuel. By far and away, the most common was people finding Shell V-Power. Twice as many people as the next most common, which was the Tesco Momentum 99 RON fuel. But it is great to hear that you guys are feeding your rides the best fuel you can find. This week's question, very simple. When you go to the pay at the pump type pumps, do you ever go into the kiosk to pay? Because it does my head in when you've got pay at the pump and people don't use it and they go in and pay at the kiosk. It's really annoying. Maybe that's just me. Formula 1 from Abu Dhabi last weekend. Congratulations to Lewis on winning. It's been a while since he'd won one. But the big news is whether or not he's going to go to Ferrari in 2021. I did hear some rumours last week about this, and then it's kind of broken a little bit more. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea? Is it likely? I think it would be amazing if he went there and ended up winning another world title. 3 different titles in different constructors would be amazing. Amazing that McLaren got 4th place in the Constructors' Championship. That will do them well for next season in terms of funding. And then Toro Rosso next year have entered as Scuderia AlphaTauri. So they are changing their name. New car news this week has to be this. The new F Type was launched this week. A pretty looking thing. I think the front of the car looks very much like the I-Pace. I think the back of the car hasn't changed a great deal, but the big news is there's no V6 option anymore and no manual. There's going to be the 4-pot 2-litre with 300 horsepower, which in its current guise is a brilliant car, and then 2 V8 variants, one with 450 horsepower and the top end R with 575 horsepower and 700 newton meters. That will be an all-wheel drive platform. There's no SVR announced yet, but a very pretty looking car. Can't wait to drive it. And then this Friday's video at 6 o'clock, I'm basically met up with a mate of mine, Angus, who's in a wheelchair, and he's a huge petrol head, and I basically wanted to know how his car was adapted for him so he could drive. So we went out for a drive and talked through all the various kind of adaptations you need if you aren't able to drive a normal car with pedals and so on, and I just found it absolutely fascinating. So make sure you tune in for that one. And then Monday's night's video was basically my thoughts on the new JCW GP. It's not got a manual box option, auto only. So I first of all do an analysis of the auto in my long-term JCW Clubman, and then just talk through what I think of the GP in terms of all the various elements to styling. So if you've not watched it before, I shall put a card above. Click on that link and go and watch it now. But that, my dear peddlers, is that. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you on the next video, which is basically adaptive driving. It's a really completely different type of video for me, but I think you will find it as fascinating as I did. And also, we had a great laugh. Angus took me out in his Golf GTD, we had a brilliant time, and then I took him out for a spin in a JCW Clubman and introduced him to launch control. Oh yeah, make sure you tune in. I'll see you on that one, guys. You take care. Drive safe.